Welcome back to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Hope you guys are all doing great today. It's May 28th, 2020. It's starting to warm up a little bit outside. I think summer's here for good now here in Texas. Keeping the day job, so don't worry. I know I haven't been setting the YouTube charts on fire, but this is fun for me, and I'm hope that if you have seen some of mine that you've really been enjoying them. Okay, so take care on this. We're going to look at a indie comic today called Skies of Fire. Debuted in 2014, and there's only been 6 issues, but I'll show you one of the reasons why in a little bit. But first, I just want to mention that I'm kind of seeing how YouTube works a little bit more. My last review was Our Fighting Forces, and I was the only one that reviewed this comic. And when I did a search on it, it came up number 3. And it was number 1 was a recording of Our Fighting Forces medley, I guess all the military songs, on a 78. And if you know what a 78 is, back in the day when people had records, there was a 33 and a third. That was your regular standard size LP. And then the 45s were the singles. But they had this other size, kind of disappeared in the 50s pretty much, but it ran at 78 RPMs, and there were 78s. So that one's ahead of this. I checked again, didn't have any views still, but unfortunately I've slipped down to, I think, the 6th spot, even though I don't think anybody else has gotten any views either. That's kind of showing up on that search. So interesting to see how that works. A little time goes by and you just start slipping if you don't have too much popularity in your channel as it is. But I did get a number 3 spot to start with, so I was happy about that. And moving on again, going to the corrections and retractions department. I mentioned Marv Wolfman's comic last time, the last episode 11. This is episode 12 now. And just want to say that it wasn't Superman, Man of Steel. It was called Man and Superman, and it chronicles Clark Kent's journey from Smallville into Metropolis before he has his suit, and just kind of trying to get a job and try to figure out what he wants to do with his life. So I'm already 2.5 minutes into this video. Let's get going with Skies of Fire. Okay, as you can tell, airships dominate the theme of this. The whole book is kind of done in a European style, very beautiful illustrations. I kind of look almost watercolor with the lightness and the variations of everything on there. It was drawn by Vincenzo, I hope I'm getting this right, Ferriero, and Ray Chou is the author. I've actually met him right after he came out with issue 1. And the company that his own little indie company is called, I hope I can get this right, Mythopia. Okay, so this one here is actually a 4-issue volume with a hardcover, and beautifully done. I think he was selling this at the con for about $25. So 4 issues, and I think it's well worth it. It's got issues 1 through 4, like I'd mentioned before. There's the writer, the artist. Pablo Peppino is actually the artist. I'm sorry, I gave Vincenzo is one of the writers and creators of this. So real quick, what I really like about is the detail that's in here. They give this beautiful map. I mean, it looks like something that would have come out of National Geographic back in the day. Highly detailed. There's tons of little cities on there. This center point in here is called the Expanse, and that's kind of interesting because this started up before the TV show The Expanse came out. But this Expanse is actually this super violent storm that just kind of hangs in place, and anything that goes into it typically does not come out of it. For one reason or another. And just beautiful artwork though throughout. The story begins with this one city, it's called Port Prince, And it's in one of the empires outlined in that other map, as you can see back there. And just beautiful. And you can see the expanse in the background here. Let me pull back a little so you can get a little look at that. So the expanse is always there. The airships kind of go around that. But the city is suddenly attacked from an airship that comes out of the expanse. Let's see if I can get some of those pictures. Just some beautiful, beautiful pictures. It starts destroying all the airships that are around there, starts destroying the village, the town, the port itself. It's kind of like a World War I type setting without a super amount of biplanes. There are biplanes in it, but it's mostly these gigantic airships. And you can actually see a biplane there that's been launched from the pirate. It's a pirate airship, and it actually was the biggest warship of the fleet. It was stolen by the main villain. I can't think of what his name is. I'm sorry, but here he is right here. You can see he's a pretty brutal guy. He kind of just walks up to this guy that's surrendering, and he just stabs him anyway. So the country asked Captain Helen Pierce, who's kind of the hero here. Let's see if I get a good shot of her. So you see this art is just gorgeous. Just love it. And they got the map floor there. That's kind of cool. Just a lot of detail in here. The colors are just wonderful. There's a lot of action in the first book, and I think like later on there's a kind of an airship battle in one of the other episodes. It is a little bit slow moving, I'll get granted, but I think it's done super well. It plays out like an epic. You can see kind of some of the different coloring and everything. Oh, glare here. This glossy paper here. So let's see if we can see. But here's one of the things I really like about this whole series is they have all these side just inclusion things. There's like a little newspaper articles. There's documents with official seals on it. I mean, they've really gone all out here. There's that beautiful map at the beginning. These were people that some contributors to this was through Kickstarter, and you can buy copies through Kickstarter, I believe. You can get a hold of them. I think Ray will send you some copies. But just some beautiful things. That's the cover of the second one, and just some outstanding, exciting. I'm getting some glare. Let's see if I'm. All right. So as you can see, it's a lot of work went into this. Issue 6 came out just recently, I think this year or late last year. So they seem to be doing about an issue a year, unfortunately, because it is a great story. There's a lot of detail. Here's a prisoner that they take on to help them capture the captain, and there's a lot of, when there is fights, it is pretty gory and bloody. So a lot of realism to that. Gotta love that stuff. I want to see if there's anything else in here. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Here you go. And here's some of the look at the detail of all these airships of the world, they call them. But look at the different, so many, a lot of imagination, different classes of these zeppelins, these airships. Some of them are cargo, some of them are battleships. Here's some more. Just amazing. Just the craftsmanship that went into this book is just fantastic. I believe that's issue 3 cover. Just great stuff all the way around. As you can see, there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of espionage going on, conspiracy. A few people are playing each other, trying to get the upper hand. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong if you like this type of storyline and airships, and maybe it's a little steampunk. It's not so much steampunk to me, but it is definitely the steam era. You can see here, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Um, if I can remember how to say it, Mythopia, the publisher of this comic, also has a second book out called Glow, which is kind of like an Avatar style storyline. So if you're interested in Avatar, you might like that one. And that'll do it for today. Welcome. You're always welcome to the Temple of Tomes. Have a great evening. This is Indie Comics Jones signing out.